Hello, everyone. Hello. It's very nice to see you all here. My name is Edmunds Jansons. I'm the head of Master's Study Program for Virtual Reality and Smart Technologies. And today I will be leading this both presentation and panel discussion on what kind of technologies can be brought from the academia to the industry. Or as we call this session altogether, it's digitalization projects for academia and cooperation with industry. I will start with a very brief presentation on what kind of projects are we currently holding, what kind of projects have we already implemented, and then afterwards we'll continue with the discussion. So, first of all, I'd like to say that we are living in an age of transformation. We're living in an age where we find that technologies come way more into our societies by each day. As we see, the overall impacts are overwhelming, not only in the terms of what kind of technologies can we actually purchase, but also in a way how the technologies change our society at its finest garment. If we look at the overall situation in the technology sector, we can see that there are many new technologies that have already sprung in our markets, and there are many that will come into in the use in the next years and decades to follow. So we can say that at this moment, such technologies as artificial intelligence is only starting to bloom, and we'll see the final implementation only years after. And also with the case of virtual reality, as it's my specialty in that sector, also currently the hype has been rather high, yet the full prospects of the use of this technology will only come 10 years and so on later. If we look at the overall situation with society, we must say that there's a very high demand for new skills. So with new technology, there comes also a need for upgrading of the existing skills. And for this reason, European Commission, and also we are following them, has introduced the framework for digital skills improvement called DigComp, and currently is the second version already. As you can see, there are many kind of sectors of skills that has to be improved for the society to be more tech-savvy and to be able to use all the technologies that are available at their hand with the highest efficiency available, starting from the definition of information and use of information, continuing with such skills as communication, digital content creation, safety, which is, of course, a question of cybersecurity and also all kind of technical safety issues, as well as problem solving. Since you have so many new technologies, there's also a need for upgrading of skills of how you can use these technologies in a very efficient manner to solve different kind of problems. I will not go in further detail, but you can see that these kind of skills can be evaluated by the level of competency, starting from the very simple tasks and ending with the very complex problems that can be solved with the highest level of technology skills. So currently, we have had many projects that are related to the upgrading of skills, and this is just a schematic, and unfortunately it's partially in Latvian, but I will try to tell you the details. We have had these projects both in so-called Digitalisation, Ain, and Moderator, 3 projects last year, which have brought many new digital skill upgrading courses, databases of courses which hold the opportunity for the students to upgrade their skills on the go. So it can be complementary to the studies as well as part of the studies themselves. As we look at the current situation with the Ain project, so we have also a very nice homepage there where you can find all kind of skills that are necessary for the digital technology development. If we look at the technologies that are currently very topical, at least for our information faculty as well, we also look at the virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality solutions. Here's a very simple description of the kinds of realities that are available. And we believe that these realities, these artificial and partially artificial realities, is going to be part of the future as these technologies will become more and more available to the public as well as to the students. We do see that these kind of markets are growing. So for instance, the forecasts currently at this industry is very, very bright, I would say. If we look at 2024, then the approximate number currently of the market is $60 billion, as this is a survey that has been made in the US. And the forecast for 8 years future is that this market will grow approximately 7 to 8 times. So you can imagine the prospects that lie in this kind of market. And this is only one industry. I'm not talking about the artificial intelligence industry or machine learning and other specific sectors. We do see that the growth of the market is also connected with the growth of the technology. In the case of augmented reality and virtual reality, one of the conditions that currently limit the use of these technologies are, of course, the use of battery life, the use of the form factor of these technologies. And just shortly about what we have been doing currently, we have been working on different kind of projects in terms of industrial training, urban environment, study materials that can use the virtual and augmented reality. Of course, also looking at the tourism sector, history, heritage, and marketing. So those fields are a variety of fields that can be still evolved, and these are the sectors that the augmented reality and virtual reality technologies have a very high demand, and there's a very effective means of using it there. Just some of the examples: a project on the training of electrical machines. Okay, sorry. Okay, so a project also on the safety instructions for the scaffolding industry in the construction sites, all done in virtual reality. So basically you have a twin environment where people can train themselves in a very safe manner without making mistakes that could lead to potential hazard. Also projects for the environment sector that can help create environments where people can see what kind of effects can have differences in the environmental factors and how they can be visualized. And many other projects also in the field of education, in the field of enjoyment. Also, you can see in the right down corner, there is an example also of a chemical class laboratory where people can try out all kinds of experiments whilst using virtual reality, and thus reducing any risks for the users to have potential hazards to them. And there are many other projects. I would invite you to actually come and visit us and have a talk about what kind of projects have we done all together in our virtual reality lab. Let's keep that for other time. And now I'd like to give floor, at least for some slides, to Kristaps Felzenbergs, our head of master study program for cybersecurity. So please, Kristaps.
Thank you. Yes, so here on the screen you see quite interesting concept which we call talent funnel, and basically it's part of UDRES project, the UDRES family, and UDRES, I think you are familiar with it. It's on almost every poster you will see around the university and the campus, but basically it's very well processed how to lead and continue integration between universities and industry. So basically through this concept we connect students and stakeholders, where stakeholders actually come into this academic life and bring in their industry well-recognized challenges, allowing students to actually work on these issues, help them to understand and learn the possible solutions. And it's a very good way to engage. So through different activities like networking activity, which we call international engagement circus, then followed down to hackathon, iLiving labs, boot camps. We advance things from from plain ideas into well-prepared solutions that can be deployed in industry. So one of these events actually are coming up in October, which is well recognized as a cybersecurity month in Europe, and also in Latvia. So we'll be joined by around 50 students, entrepreneurs, experts from the field, and learning forces from our partner universities joining here for a week of idea brainstorming activities.
All right, thank you, Kristaps. So I think we can then finish with the part on the presentations, and let us open the panel. So today we have been joined by Mr. Ahmed Tohamy from Ain-Shams University, Faculty of Computer and Information Science, teaching assistant, University from Egypt. Thereafter, we have Mr. Stanislav Marchenko from Cherkasy State Business College in Ukraine, part of Information Technology Department, lecturer.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Hello. And our Kristaps Felzenbergs, colleague from Wisdom University, head of Master Study Program for Cybersecurity.
Hello.
As well as Mr. Kaspars Osis, associate professor, and also assistant to the faculty. Could you please say the full title of yours?
Head of the faculty board.
Faculty board, yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello and good afternoon, welcome.
Yeah, let us start our discussion with a very, I would say, open-ended question. You all have had connections with the industry, you have all helped industry in different various ways. So, Ahmed, do you think that universities hold a very high, oh, this is going to be a twisted question, does universities hold high opportunities to provide help to the industry, and in what ways?
So basically, in the industry, when they want to bridge the gap between the skills for the employees who work and the industry itself, they have to go to the university first, because mainly the students who graduate from the tech-based universities or faculties, I mean, the skills that they get it from the university. So university plays a very important part in bridging the gap of these skills. So this is one of the most important things. Also, experts in industry, they come to university in order to give these students the skills that they need in the industry itself. Thus, the universities invite experts in order to teach the students themselves the skills that they need in order to adapt with the current evolving market of the industry. So universities have to do this, inviting experts to teach these students the skills that they need. Also, co-creation with the industry is very important for universities, as courses can be made from both universities and the industry experts themselves. Because universities, after all, people in the universities, such as myself, I work both in industry and in the university. So the universities need more people like that in order to give the students what they need, and also keep the upskilling of all the faculty staff in the universities currently. So this is mine.
All right, thank you. Please, Stanislav.
So also, I totally agree with Ahmed, and in addition, I would say that if we have the situation when some courses are taught from the side of university and from the side of practitioners, it also from the side of university may be much more methodologically and pedagogically better delivered. And at this point, we know that teachers and lecturers have maybe not only a better feeling about students, but also about how to teach. So in the end, I would say that universities and practitioners need each other, and it's natural.
That's a very interesting approach. And please, Kristaps.
Yes, so I would say that it's mandatory to connect these two fields, industry and the universities, as if you look like 20 or 30 years back, a simple PowerPoint slide with information that is put in stone wouldn't work anymore. So things evolve so fast that with the help of industry and with experts from the industry, we can get up to that speed at the university and give the students what they actually demand. So to keep up the curriculum with the needs and innovations that we see in the industry. It's a so fast-paced environment that without this very essential connection between these two sides, we wouldn't be able to deliver the education up to the level.
Please.
Okay, thank you. I think much was already said by colleagues, though I think that both sides actually are greatly beneficial, and it's beneficial in both ways, both for the industry to go into the universities environment and for the university environment go outwards, both by colleagues, both by students towards the industry, meaning also that studies in higher education system which are based in practical training, for example, and exchanging of ideas, both also by innovating from the student side and vice versa, are something that we should look into for the future. So I think both areas would just benefit for this.
Thank you, Kaspars. And well, we have seen some survey data saying that currently the proliferation of AI is rather limited, but some say that there will be altogether almost 80% of all, say, for instance, chatbots will be using AI in the future. If we are going to adapt this kind of new age, and we'll be seeing, of course, more AI in the use of industry as well as of universities, how do you find we can provide the best possible education to the students whilst keeping our heads, while keeping the system running, knowing that they can always use the AI even for homeworks? So please, who would like to give your impressions?
Maybe I can start, and what I think regarding this and the AI integration into almost every process is that you need to challenge it. You need to keep challenging it, as even if it's so easy and so accessible, it's not always giving you the truth. And even if you get the information that looks like that what you actually wanted, well, if you would ask the AI, prove that it's correct one, and prove like give me some sources where you get it, it wouldn't. So that's the key thing why I would ask everyone to challenge everything that you get out from the AI-based solutions. But obviously we are going to use AI more and more. So with every process, so it's not a bad thing. It's the way how we will work, how we are working today, and how we'll work tomorrow and for the next years. It's going to get better. It's going to get more accurate. But still, there's a human factor, which is, I think, even more important to actually challenge that it's giving the correct information to you.
I agree, of course, with what Kristaps said, but also AI, we cannot say that AI is 100% correct, because whatever, even if it's very, very accurate, we cannot say that it will be 100% correct. So so experts from, of course, and human interaction must be present at all times, because the students will need the traditional methods, and the traditional people, human interaction is very, very important, even in the age of AI, because AI was made to help the process itself, the study process and all the process of teaching, but it was not meant to just remove the traditional methods. We have to use both. AI should be used to ease the process of learning and ease the process of teaching the students, but still human interaction must be possible, as this was discussed before, because humans must be still in control of the AI. students will, yes, they might use the AI for homework and such stuff, but it's in our job in order to create assignments that it's difficult for AI to even generate or solve the thing itself, such as in cybersecurity, mainly the capture the flag. I'm sure cybersecurity might capture the flag. Students do capture the flag tournaments all the time. AI cannot solve capture the flag tournaments because it's a little bit tricky. So questions and homework must be tricky for the students. That requires them thinking. And AI cannot think easily as the humans do.
Thank you. Gentlemen?
So maybe a couple of words about tasks, because tasks, the complexity of tasks is obvious path to overcome the AI superior between students. As for me, yes, we need to make more complex. We need more diverse tasks, and from the technology perspective, it's interesting that we need more precise tasks, because AI is working with quite general texts, and it gives quite general results overall. So the precision, maybe it would be one of the key points for our work for tomorrow with students.
Thank you.
Yes, I think you brought a very important topic over here. Colleagues already mentioned some points regarding the precision, for example. I think maybe some of us remember a year or so ago, there was a very loud event over the world regarding Bard, if I'm not mistaken, by Google, where it was really mistaken information given to dad, who was trying to help his son with some question about the space. And this innocent news really blasted over the social network. And during one day, if I'm not mistaken, the stocks value of Google dropped by 8%, so $100 billion. So that's just regarding the precision. As of course, everything is enhanced all the time and so on. That's one. Another aspect, I think, is what we have to think in mind, I think, is still for us as for human beings, it is very treasurable. We have to treasure this experience, what we experience as human beings live during our lifetime by learning, by overcoming different hardships, and so on. That also goes for studying in HAYS, higher education institutions. What I mean by this, if we can just go the easy way, pressing a button and looking for some large language models help, so it's probably not so challenging if I would spend more time. So therefore, what I see is where it's going, what I propose for myself is that we should find a balanced way in between to these roads. We have to leverage this in the same time so that there is still this challenge and this life experience, for example, of studying, of working, even by using these different tools in one way. And in the same time, it seems, at least right now, what I'm doing with my students, already for a year, it takes much time maybe on my side, but I'm coming back more to be able and to really establish individual talks with every student regarding every task, in addition to these digital tools. And I'm saying, okay, we are free to use these tools, but for some maybe idea generation, but maybe for some better, quick understanding of some topic in addition, what we want to explore, but the stuff itself, what we have to reach, the work, what we have to do by ourselves. And we should be able to speak about it and to share the idea what's been embedded into this solution. So I think there should be some leveraged way how to approach it. And so that also the concept of understanding this and to know how to study is also adjusting to this, also in the minds of these new freshmen we are now receiving in universities. I think that is the way to try to find this solution, how to adjust by ourselves and how to adjust also student minds towards the usage, both of analog and both of digital world opportunities. Thank you.
Capitalizing on the topic that you, Kaspars, just hold up, have you, any of you, have you seen, possibly I believe you have seen, use of AI by the students in a reckless manner without proper citation, etc.? Could you give us some examples that you have observed?
Yes, some diplomas, not master thesis, but bachelor thesis. When student wrote the first version, the draft, you see some points of text, for text formattation. You see how it was generated by AI. It's quite obvious because it's list, it's bolded text, it's column, it's quite obvious. So as a lecturer, I always should say them that it's not applicable to our academic integrity and our principles and moral decisions.
One of the students as well that I was mentoring in the graduation project, when he gave me the bachelor thesis in order to check it, I've seen that he forgot to remove the part where the AI says you have to go back to the sources in order to do that. So when I was checking that, I said, what is this? So he told me, no, this is only the part that I generated with AI, not the entire thesis. So basically they do use AI, of course, in generating all this stuff with that citation sometimes, but also AI detectors exist. They are not 100% accurate, but as my colleague here said, there are patterns that exist that from AI generated content that is very visible to us humans because we think very differently from AI. And these also detectors should work in detecting and they are improving as well in detecting all the AI generated content.
Yeah, thank you.
I can just agree to what colleagues mentioned regarding the patterns. There are patterns that can be noticed regarding the language, regarding the structure of the sentences, and even if you look more closely, there could be capitalization of each of the nouns in the sentences. So that's a very noticeable, pattern. But I would say that we shouldn't restrict the use of the AI. But we should encourage smart use of AI tools. So basically, I use it also every day. I use it sometimes to get some ideas for some topics that I will speak about, to some topics that I should write about. I use it to structure my content. I maybe use it to reshape my language in a more professional way sometimes, but I never use it just copy-paste and submit. So that's the wrong approach.
Okay. There have been some conversations in the open media from the part of industry telling that they have, they think that the universities are obsolete because now we have AI, now we'll have some automated systems, and basically most of the things that sometimes required bachelor in, say, finances, administration, these kind of different subjects are currently unneeded. So what do you think? Is there an option for the universities to bring some new value to the industries to help them transform whilst providing very in-depth and very necessary skills that the industry does currently lack and that universities could provide?
Yes, thank you for the question. Yes, I think we should look a bit more broader perspective. It's probably also a good time to look to some visionaries, which has already been coming up with some really bestseller books. And I think, of course, the world is just running like crazy. The time we are just like caught in some time wheel, and just also business is doing the same. So AI is one of those, flags which have been used probably. And if we are not using, then we are lagging behind. So the businesses also sees that. But in the same time, and we see that some governments and EU has already gone towards that way, is where the place for the people. So regarding job security, etc. Of course, yes, we talk about new, better, high-end jobs, etc. And then the concept is what's the position of the person as such. So, and I think we should look from that perspective also. What is our free will? Even maybe it seems that out of context, but actually it's not. For example, also regarding if you're coming back to teaching, the question in universities or in high schools even, and we have now the reform of higher education in Latvia, for example, going on. The question is, if we are focusing on tools or something like that, how can we be sure that after those 4 or 10 years, there will be existing such tool at all, for example? How can we be sure about it? Therefore, I think we are rolling back towards something more ancient concept of learning, of science, of Archimedes, for example, etc., where those topics actually will start to become more and more actual. Whereas our president, for example, the one before the previous one, asked in his inaugural speech in Seima, who am I? And the journalists a little bit took on that lightly, and it was light on that, and I think made kind of a joke of this. I think it was super question, because many people know, colleagues in social networks, who am I? And they are like psychologists trying to solve this, etc. So these questions will start to become more and more actual. Therefore, the role for universities, I think, is also to keep up with this higher positioned meta-level needs of humans as for human being. And therefore, I think their needs of being able to communicate, to learn how to learn quickly, and things like these. Also critical thinking, of course, but also some other aspects as this scientific, maybe easy way to trying to understand concepts, and not just for science, but for every public, is that meaning that maybe also I can be mistaken. Like there's also some research towards this by our colleague Jurgis Šilters, professor in cognitive sciences from University of Latvia right now, is that we will be more prone as humans in these times of turbulences. So therefore, I think we should strive for some meta-level different skills and attitudes and values. And this will be probably what will attract people to universities from the high perspective, and then be able to pull down to real life event where it can be applied. Maybe a bit longer comment, but I think this is the way we should, maybe our perspective where we should look at this time at universities and its opportunities actually.
Would you find that continuing this idea that students should be taught, as in the old days, say for instance with the Humboldt University example, that students are developed as human beings rather than just employees? Can that be somehow connected with the future of also technical skills and digitalization?
Yeah, I think that's in a forefront actually should be, and I've heard, for example, from the high school example here, it's actual topic for me. We have 3 children in the family, so we have to look for schools. We have now second, first grader, 2 years, they're going to be a third one. So we had to look for a school. It's example in this context. And there were some very nice schools also here in the city, offering lots of opportunities. And then there was also some other schools like on a border. And then I happened to hear from one highly positioned person related with schools that in some schools the goal is like to have higher standards of math or something. But in this one school, there was like, well, our first goal for the child during the time at school is to be a happy person. I said, wow. At the first time, it might seem like, what is this? But then when I listened up and what they were meaning by that, you understand that they are looking forward and trying to involve families. Also that so families spend their time like outside school, like in certain, I won't go in details, but actually it bubbled down to really serious understanding. It was not just a cliche sentence. And I think this, what will be actually a prone person graduating that school, rather than maybe focusing on something concrete, which might be actually obsolete in 10 years. Thank you. That's my answer to Humboldt example.
Thank you.
Adding to, of course, my colleague here, I think we should not be afraid from AI. No, because universities, I mean, because we're here representatives from each country for its university. So we should not be afraid from AI. We should think at first, what does AI do to the student that the student needs us to do? So as it was mentioned, traditional learning or the human interaction way of learning is very, very important for the students emotionally at least, because the professor or the educator connects with the student himself. So this connection is not present in AI. It will never be present, even in the future, because we humans share this emotion. So we have to think, why would the student want us as universities to come and to learn from the university itself, rather than go to the AI and just ask it, just let me know about this topic. AI will answer him about this topic and in more details, but why would the student come to the university? Because of this connection, because of the emotional and the human-based nature that we humans interact with the students ourselves. So universities should know that what do the students need, the human part, as my colleague mentioned here, that the student is not an employee, is not someone who just came here to learn, but he is a human being that should be happy and should learn and be happy of what he is learning right now in the university. This AI will never give this to the student.
Yeah, thank you. If we're looking at the question of whether a student is a happy student, can we or should we observe students also as a customer of education system? And if so, should we try to ask them what kind of technology skills do they want to learn, and what kind of ways would they want to receive their education? So students as customers, openly. How do you think?
So I think students as customers is quite tempting idea and even quite challenging because we don't need to make this process as commercialized as in different business models. Some points of business position, business attitude on this question is quite interesting. For example, business can do 24/7 support. And from the perspective of view of educational institutions, it's not quite it may be done with some AI bots, but we obviously have no resources, human resources, to do so. And students, we also need the students' engagement. So to engage them, we need their attention, we need their questions, we need their attitude, and it's obviously very useful information, not only for educational institutions, so also for practitioners and industry, because it's two-side or three-side beneficial process, beneficial in general.
Yeah. Thank you, Stanislav. Please, Kristaps.
I think that definitely we need to look at students as customers, as well. Maybe not yet that much in bachelor programs, but in master programs, what I see is that people are actually working in industry. They're working in their field. They come to studies not for just a paper, but to learn a thing, learn something new, upskill their skills, reskill into different field of the studies, and they really challenge the lecturers in all the courses. And we need to adapt and adjust the study content for the courses yearly. So even I can see the trend that we are meeting with the group of the students for the first time. We are learning each other's profile and then adjusting the content based on what is actually needed for them. Also, I think it's worth mention open university concept. Back in the days, maybe studies at the university were not so available for everyone. You needed to enroll through several processes, but now even if you want to learn one specific subject, you can actually apply for that, pay some little money, and then get enrolled into that subject, listen to the lecturer, experience that program, and quickly get the benefits from the university. So I think it's really working on both sides.
In your particular industry, which is cybersecurity, would you find that there's a demand in the general population for being taught of how to secure themselves?
Well, I think one key indicator is that we doubled the students that we onboarded on this study program this year compared to the last year. So the demand is really growing, and all these regulations, GDPR, NIS2, the cybersecurity law, they are actually bringing up this interest in learning and reskilling specifically into the cybersecurity field. We see that a lot.
All right, thank you. Kaspars, do you have a take on that?
I think colleagues already covered quite a bit, so I will pass this time. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. So, knowing that all of you have had some connections also with the industry, both working for the industry and providing services to the industry, do you find that there are, let's say, what kind of offer can the universities provide to the industry in terms of digitalization and digital transformation? Have you observed already something? Have you provided on your own something to the industry? And what kind of prospects do you see in this field?
So what does the industry want from the universities? They want good graduates that they will work in the field or the industry itself. So because they want that, they have to have the students or the graduates, they have to have a good quality and skills in order to work in the industry itself. So industry should come to universities first and offer a cooperation between them. And these co-creations should be internships, for example. So industry should offer internships for students in the universities, and of course mentored projects, so people working in the industry should have some students who they mentor, and of course universities as well should provide to the industry some kind of digital platform that they use in order to earn some, for example, we've talked about that micro-credentials, so both of the digital badges, so both industry and the university should cooperate in something like that, of course by following the policies as well and all the governmental and administrative stuff. But I mean this is very important, because if the student have a verifiable skill, and he goes to the marketplace or the industry, and this skill is verifiable by everyone locally and globally. This is very important because skills offered by university is very verified, at least from some of the cultures, and offering these platforms is very important for that. And of course, universities should keep in touch with the graduates that are working in the industry as well, and they should let them come and have some guest lectures and in the university itself. Industry also should provide the universities with tools or some sponsorship for tools in order for the students who work in the university to learn on these tools that the industry needs currently. So there's a lot of mutual benefits between both the industry and the university itself. And people working on both should understand what are the links between both this and that.
Should also the university staff go through the programs of upskilling in digital skills, do you find?
Yeah, because as you know, skills vary from day to day, because as AI emerged, for example, no one knew how machine learning works or how AI worked and everything. So university professors and of course the faculty staff at the universities should understand the new skills and learn and keep upskilling their the university should upskill all the educators there, because students, after all, as I said previously, they want the connection. They want the connection with the educator himself. So if the students find that the educator is skilled enough and he is giving him what he wants from the industrial point of view, he will be very happy to listen and interact with the educator himself.
Just a question to add on this. Do you have some example, a good case example of your university, how it collaborates with industry in this field?
So in our university, Ain-Shams University, we have a lab, for example, for Oracle databases. We went to Oracle, and Oracle wanted as well students for us to mentor and to go internship with them. So Oracle provided a complete software engineering lab in our institution, and it was fully sponsored by Oracle, and of course the institution, our university as well, offered the students who they want to train in the Oracle databases and the Oracle technologies to the industrial point of view. So we both had this part, and also there's a payment gateway system in our industry, in our country, that's called Fawry. This payment gateway system as well wanted students, and it's offered to offer their services for the universities for free in exchange for this. So the mutual benefits between the industry and the university is all over the place there, and because the quality of the students or the graduates who are present in the universities are high, at least in my. So not all universities, of course, but I mean the ones who produce or who gets a good professional or a graduate that works in the industry.
Thank you, Ahmed. Please.
So I would like to add a couple of words on the question that we should have some contacts with business, with industry, but the problem is how to motivate the industry practitioners and leaders to participate in the education, in the university's life, so on. As for social responsibility of some businesses. For example, as for disastrous events in Ukraine, I should say that, for example, the biggest IT company in Ukraine, EPAM Systems, they gave some opportunities to the biggest universities of my country to transfer their educational environments to the cloud environments based on their hardware. In general, it's mutually beneficial process because, as have already been said, that we need each other in common. And also in our college there are programs for traineeship based on Cherkasy IT cluster. It's the group of IT companies, as I presume 12 IT companies in our city, and we closely connected with them, and they are our stakeholders. They make many events, hackathons, and so on, and it's, as I said, mutually beneficial process.
Thank you. Colleagues?
Yes, I can just agree to the colleagues and add maybe one aspect that I see is, well, we really need to think about the interface, how that we provide to the industry from the university point of view. Obviously, all the universities are equipped with well-prepared content, good content, interesting and actual subjects that can be beneficial for the industry. But think about the way how you access it. Think about and compare it to some platforms like Coursera, Udemy, where you can just go online, pick the course, even get some preview of it for a few minutes, and then pay for it, apply for it. Even with the open university concept, it's still a lot of questions sometimes, and takes a significant amount of time to get some offer and negotiation before you actually can enroll into that course. So if you can, improve that area, it's gonna get, it's gonna give us even more benefits, and I guess, well, in that way we'll create university content more accessible to the world. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Kaspars, do you have a take?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I believe that cooperation between industry and university environment is crucial. That's also why we have chosen that our majority of our study programs are of professional degrees, study programs, meaning that internship in industry is a must to finish degree. Also that we are working together so that we have also quite a few guest lecturers coming right from the industry, so they can share the latest experience they have gained in their field with their clients and so on. I think it's very important. Of course, it's a little bit double-edged sword because we also need internal staff to do internal activities, so we have to leverage this volume. But it's important. I think students value that. They feel this fresh experience, this fresh knowledge coming in. So I think that's important. And also involving in different those activities. As some colleagues already mentioned, the same happens also in our University of Applied Sciences here, as hackathons and so on. But also in research and applied research. I think that's also valuable so that both sides could benefit again. So, and students also, for sure, will benefit out of this cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaspars. And since we're running rather low on time, let's make the last round 1 minute for each about your ideas of how we should approach the technologies that are currently available and still to come, and what ways, what you would suggest to the people listening to us, how they should live their lives in connection with technology and altogether with industry as well.
Okay, I should start maybe then. I would say let's be ourselves as a humans. In the same time, let's be wise and smart to use the opportunities the time offers for us we are living at. In the same time, we have to also kind of a little bit think about ourselves in terms, are we just swimming along with the current in a river and just using everything what's available for us? Or maybe is it important also that we do have our own thoughts Right now, our own will of choosing something or of saying something, it's not always possible in many countries nowadays in the world. So in the same time, it also goes back then, what's the big deal out of this? Why should I think about it? But if I'm maybe not thinking about digital footprint too much, then after some time, maybe I'm a little bit maybe constrained of some of these self-understandable opportunities as for the person. So that's my take, to leverage between these two things, where and how I use the technologies and what kind of digital footprint maybe is left behind, which might or might not to take maybe my election vote decision or buying decision and so other decisions. Thank you.
Thank you. Kristaps?
Yes, I could maybe add my opinion from cybersecurity point of view that, seeing these emerging technologies and innovations, we see also a lot of new threats coming in and along with those. So I would recommend and suggest that, obviously we don't want to go back to the Stone Age. We want to be, innovative, modern, and use the technologies. So let's use them, but let's use them keeping in mind that we need to validate, we need to understand whether we can trust the thing, and be yourself, yeah. So don't hurry, For example, all these threats in email or social engineering attacks, well, take your time, take a minute and pause, don't run with it. So that's my recommendation.
Thank you. Please, Stanislav.
So I have the same opinion that we needn't to be very dependent on technology, but we need to apply them in every possible field where we can do it. For now, I think the more we are human, the more we are human, the more we are personally can make our personal decisions. In the end of the day, our personal decisions is the reason why the world is spinning. So digital technologies is only the help for us, and we need to give some opportunities to be better without technologies also. Thank you.
Thank you.
I, of course, agree with my colleagues here, but from my opinion, I think we should not be afraid of what to come. I think we should not be afraid of the emerging technologies, because historically this happened many, many times before. As I said, mobile phones, for example, they appeared, social media appeared. This was not present before. So this is the same thing historically. We are finding new technologies, we are finding new stuff to help our quality of life mainly. So we do not have to be afraid. We have to keep in track with it. We have to learn the new technologies that are emerging, and we of course have to keep the emerging technologies in control. And as my colleague said, we have to be as human as possible, and we as humans, we have to be in control of the emerging technologies such as AI, for example, and to take our not to rush this, not to rush the emerging technology. We have to still be in control of what is emerging. And of course, as universities, we have to tell this to the students. We ourselves keep in track with the skills that are currently in the market and what the market needs, because the market will evolve for this technology, of course. It will not stop. So we have to be in control of the emerging technologies, as I said, and it is very important to keep the human nature, as my colleague said, to keep this interaction between us and to connect us all globally as well.
Right. Thank you, Ahmed, as well. So I think we all saw during this panel discussion that universities are not going to get extinct. There are opportunities. Despite the rush of the emerging technologies, it just takes time and will force to invest our best minds into learning the skills ourselves and proliferating that into the community and to the industry as well. So I'd like to say a big thank you to the panelists and also to the viewers, and let's say keep calm and learn digital skills. Thank you.